The humble book. It comes in many forms and designs, simple to ornate, a breadth of colors, dimensions, and styles. Open one up, turn the pages, and feel the texture of the paper. Feel the binding loosen with each opening. Look at the typesetting, the way the text is arranged. There is something special about holding a book, something both sophisticated and comfortable about seeing a shelf full of books. Even more than their physical accoutrements, perhaps it is the words within, the treasures of knowledge, creativity, and whim that lend books to their charm appeal. Lovers of physical books would most likely argue it is a combination of the form and the content within. So what does the digital age have to say about the role of physical books? Unsurprisingly, there is an answer for the new age: a conversion to a new medium. E-readers with e-ink came onto the scene in 2004 with the Sony Libre. The Amazon Kindle was released in 2007, becoming an instant hit. E-ink devices like the Amazon Kindle are hugely popular, convincing many to migrate from their beloved books to the digital format. The Kindle Paperwhite is an interesting case. Since its introduction in 2012, it has remained the most popular e-reader and is now in its 4th generation, a perfect subject for analysis of its design and the strengths and weaknesses of new and old media. Design of Things 4, Paper Proxy, Kindle Paperwhite. The Kindle Paperwhite is black. There is a white option, but it is a little bit more rare. Interestingly enough, there is a side effect to the color of the shell. Though the screen is exactly the same, on the white version, which I owned once, the screen itself looks more gray. However, when compared with the black version, the higher contrast makes the screen appear more white, which has always been the goal of the Paperwhite, to mimic white paper. From the 1st generation of the Paperwhite to the current 4th generation, the basic design has remained the same: a 6-inch e-ink screen, surrounded by thick bezels on the top and bottom, and a thinner bezel on the flanking sides. The bottom bezel is the thickest, and contains the Kindle logo mark in the center. On the current version, this stands out in different colors. In this prior version, the logo mark is done in a slightly recessed glossy plastic. This glossy plastic stands out as the rest is a matte finish, with the latest version being a matte glass face. The bottom of the device has remained consistent. The micro USB charging port, power charging LED, and a protruding glossy power button that makes a satisfying click when pressed. The sides of the device curve into the back panel, a comfortable, sharp, edgeless design for naturally holding in your hand. Even the slight bump accommodating the port on the bottom gently curves into the back. Over the years, the finish of the plastic housing the Kindle has changed quite a bit. The early versions had a rubberized back that made holding the device feel secure. Indeed, my first Kindle was easy to hold in the hand, and I used it for 2 years without a case, because holding it felt secure. Subsequent versions dropped the rubberized back, and I felt compelled to use a case, as it was too slippery without. The form factor and weight mean that it is easy to hold for long reading sessions. It comfortably feels like holding a small book. When reading, you aren't just holding the device though, so the most important part of the design is the display. And this is what makes the device special. E-ink displays use virtually no energy, only when they refresh the image or at each page turn. The Kindle easily lasts weeks on a charge. The screen doesn't need a backlight. Instead, it is able to reflect the light around you back to your eyes. This technology is really easy on the eyes and battery, but it is not without its drawbacks. First, it is black and white, though color is on its way, and refreshes relatively slowly, meaning that tasks outside of reading, such as browsing the web, scrolling social media, or watching videos, are out of the question. But perhaps that is the point. A device that does one thing and does it well. A lack of distractions. If you pick it up, you can read. Ah, blissful. The other features offered are incredible as well. The ability to hold thousands of books, the ability to change font and size to make the reading experience as accessible as possible, the included dictionary to look up unknown words, all create a compelling experience. The front light included on the display, according to Amazon, they say it doesn't shine directly into your eyes, hence it's called a front light, not a backlight, makes for more contrast in the day, and it is possible to read in dim environments, another handy feature. But this does come with its drawbacks. Illustrations and decorative elements still appear better on paper. Marking up text is quite different. We don't get to see the text design as the publisher intended. For many, this means that e-readers have a place, but traditional books aren't extinct yet. In fact, books continue to be some of the most fascinating designed objects. A later episode of Design of Things.